does show that it got extended. It does show that it got extended. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the problem with that?
So I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was sitting in my vehicle, and when someone came and shot my friend, I hopped out with the shotgun, and because
Shut
of
them
that,
back. Okay.
I had reason.
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
that.
That's fair. If somebody shows up, shoots your friend, then yeah, you have justifiable reason to shoot back at them, even legally, arguably speaking.
Yes,
But the
I
thing
got
is,
banned for that.
we don't see that. All we got to go off of is your word. Do you have screenshots? Do you have video? Have you reported the admin? Have you made any? You haven't even made a ban appeal. What
Lead
was?
administrator, I can't do anything.
You can make a ban appeal to a lead administrator. What do you mean you
Uh,
can't? Why can't
no,
you? You can't make a ban
Tommy
appeal?
B. Yes, Tommy B doesn't give a fuck about.
Well, that's not true. I've spoken to Tommy B on this show, and he appeared to be genuine. He even accepted that he made mistakes himself, jumped to conclusions. You didn't even try making a ban appeal. I'm sorry, okay, but you didn't even make a ban appeal. I can't put the blame
Yeah.
on Tommy B here, because you haven't made a ban appeal. People make mistakes, and that's acceptable. Even administrators on this side can make mistakes. Here's the thing, though. I do agree with one point of view: is they don't need to post any evidence. On this server, on this community, you do need to post evidence. So, to ban you, they would have to post evidence. But then again, even if we did post evidence, right? We post a screenshot of you shooting people, that would be pretty much enough to convict you of deathmatch. And you would have to prove that that wasn't deathmatch, that they just shot your friend. And if you are not taking even a step to make a ban appeal, then you're probably not going to take a step to dispute, an actual punishment with evidence or not. So I can't really blame the admins here. Can you really blame the admins here for making a genuine mistake? Like, imagine you're an admin, and you see one guy who has a bad reputation shoot two guys down, and you don't know for what reason. And these guys, they're reporting, we got DM'd, and like, you said you got a bad reputation. Where does it come from? Where does this bad reputation come from?
So I helped my friend out with an interview, size P interview. It's PD in RCRP. Yeah.
You helped out your friend in an interview by what?
Yes.
Giving him suggestions in PM?
Yes, like I was standing behind the door.
That's hilarious. But
That's stupid, yeah, man. But no.
that's definitely gonna get you a reputation. It's kind of trollish and definitely breaking some rules. But it's like, what did you expect to happen? What did you expect to happen? Especially when you don't dispute it. You don't fight it. And that's basically you saying, "I'm okay with this." If you don't fight it, you're basically saying, "I'm okay with this." Inaction is a choice. You chose to not act. So how are you blaming the admins for this when you have yourself chose to not act? Can you explain that to me?
Why should I do something if I can't? Lead administrators, 3 lead administrators, not just one.
Did you try to do anything? Did you try to make an appeal?
No,
Yes
I
or
spoke
no?
to them in game.
Okay.
I tried to resolve this situation in.
So you got admin jailed or something, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
I'm
you were still
banned.
able to
No,
PM them.
just banned.
Oh, you
Just
were.
banned.
How were you able to resolve it in game then? Oh, did they like teleport in and talk to you first before doing anything?
Yes, they teleported
Did you
me.
take any screenshots, any video, any evidence?
Wait, man. I will try to find.
Okay, because we want to look at that. We want to see what happened. We want to get a better understanding. I want to put myself in your shoes. I want to understand what happened. And by the way, guys, okay, well, I might be able to take one more person after this, but we gotta end it after that because this interview has been going on for over 2 hours, and we've got DDoS twice, once per hour. The normal DDoS rate. I never get DDoSed. I never lose internet connection otherwise. Only when I'm interviewing. So it's very obvious that it's somebody intentionally DDoSing us, which is a federal crime. So
Why did you give your IP to like everyone.
I don't give my IP to anybody. My IP got leaked somehow. I have no idea how.
Change your IP, man.
Well, that's what I do every
That's
time I get DDoSed. There's not much else I can do about that. I just change my IP every time.
Maybe your neighbor is DDoSing you.
That would be silly. I don't even know my neighbors.
Maybe they don't like you because you are Russian.
I mean, I am in Latvia, so that's a possibility. Look, how about this? Send the evidence so we can talk about, get back on topic. And then...
Yeah, sure.
So, again, what did the admins... The admin, Tommy B, right, himself, well, we shouldn't be shouting people out specifically, but the manager of the community, you know, he teleported to you, and he did what?
Said agreed with admins, yes.
So there were admins teleported in first, and they said something.
Yes.
Okay, so they asked you what's up, right? And what did you say? What was your argument?
I explained the situation that I was sitting in the vehicle and I was AFK at first. I came back and someone was shooting my friend with like AK. I hopped out and killed him. And I got like banned instantly. Not instantly. Tommy B came to me.
Instantly banned. Okay, but again, you didn't make an appeal, so there's not much we can argue here because you basically agreed with the ban. When you don't make an appeal, you're basically agreeing with the ban. That's how it works.
No, I don't agree. No, man.
Then make an appeal. Go make an appeal right now. Go file out an appeal. Make it. Start a conversation about getting you unbanned.
Look at the ban. It's only 7 days.
Oh, so let's correct this then.
Yeah.
You don't mind the ban. You think it's false, but you don't mind it because it's only 7 days.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what you're not thinking about. That's gonna go in your admin history. You're gonna be judged by that for the rest of your career. Okay? You need to understand that.
Yes.
As a role player, your career as a role player. But the point is that people are gonna judge you by that. And if you don't dispute that ban, then people are gonna think it's legitimate. Even if you...
I will join like border guards in real life, and I will deport Russians to Russia. Man, no.
Is that why you came to this interview, to divert the topic to Latvia-Russia discrimination?
Not deport.
Stop changing the goddamn topic.
Sorry, man. Yes. Wait,
No. Stop it.
I will do screen.
It's very annoying. Alright, let's get one more person in here. Hopefully, like, that person had a somewhat of a legitimate issue, but goddamn, I just wish people wouldn't disrupt this interview. That's probably not gonna happen, but that's okay. We can deal with it. I mean, that's just life. Life is not gonna be fair with you. Alright, let's get this guy in. Alright, so you're gonna be our last guy. After you, there's not gonna be anybody else. What's up? How are you doing?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What about yourself? Oh, sorry about that. I was just trying to change some settings.
Alright.
I'm back now. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, bro.
Alright. Well, how long have you been a part of the roleplay union? I think I've seen you before.
We've spoken before.
Yeah, I know we've spoken before, but still, tell us so we can give context.
I joined when you made the server.
Right away when I made the community. That's.
When I saw the video you put out, I was like, "Fuck it, I'll join."
All right. Well, why did you join? What made you join about that?
I just like keeping tabs on things.
Alright, that's good. That's good. Keeping knowing what's going on around you, keeping
give
a
little bit, bro.
Yeah, but do you know what this is about? Did you get the point of the roleplay union in the months that you have been in here? Be honest, because I want to know.
I see what you're doing, and I don't think it's a bad idea. It works out for you, but you get a lot of people pulling through the talking
Yeah,
hella shit.
definitely. You've
Uh,
seen it happen, and
yeah.
they I don't know, they might not read the rules, but it's the easiest thing for me to do to ban them for disrupting the stream because there's like a shit ton of evidence. And especially when I change the roles, it goes into audit log. They think they can get away. They change their name afterwards, thinking they can get away. It's hilarious, and it's so satisfying. You have no idea. You have no idea how satisfying it is to ban people who are actually guilty of what they're doing.
I can see that. I can
Yeah.
understand that.
Because on the roleplay servers, you're never really too sure whether you're banning somebody who legitimately is intending to break the rule or not. But in this community, you either are sure or you're not sure. If you're not sure, you let them go. If you are sure, you ban them. And they can dispute and appeal all the charges they want. And we can just look at the evidence, and there's no argument. That's why I think there must be evidence. Just to get rid of the arguments. To get rid of the frustration. To know what the truth is. To know...
Right, I get that, but can I make a counter argument to that? To how
I would
see it?
love that.
Right. So say that you're on a server with 200 plus players. That's a relatively populated server nowadays.
Yeah, 200 players or so, something like that.
Right. And then you have you have your admin team, and basically that admin team is going to have to record every single thing they do when they see someone breaking a.
Well, there
I
is
don't
a...
feel like admins have the time or the crayons to actively start recording every single thing that everyone does.
Well, here's the thing. There is a feature on many recording devices, like many video cards. I know Nvidia has Shadowplay, and it has this feature called Instant Action, which basically constantly records a video over itself, over like a 5-minute fragment. So it records the 5-minute fragment before this current moment, and then at any point you press the key combination, Alt, I believe F10 or something like that, and it just saves it. It just saves the last 5 minutes of what happened. So you can instantly get evidence. In my opinion, that's pretty simple, and it's better than the alternative of just trusting everything the admins say.
I understand what you mean by that. I have Shadowplay myself, but if I were to look at my own Shadowplay folder, that stacks up real quick, and how long are you going to have to keep that evidence around?
You don't need to keep it for long. You just throw it up on YouTube, unlist it, and send the link to it in evidence.
Because I feel like that.
You don't need to keep it. You just send it to YouTube.
Yeah, I get that, but I feel like that's like a lot of work, especially when it's a video game-based community rather than a text-based community.
Well, again, this is that's why I'm trying to focus on only the necessary things for this concept. This is why I'm trying to simplify it as much as possible and make it easy for both the players and moderators. I think it would be easier for moderators to follow this system because right now they have to interpret it all their own way. They just have to go off of their best idea, and sometimes they can be wrong, and then they get blamed for it, and that's just not fun. That's just not fun for anybody. They have to make vague decisions, and it takes a long time, it stresses you out. Here, there's no argument. Here, you either meet the burden of proof, or you don't meet the burden of proof. Just like that. And sure, somebody can be undesirable. Somebody can be unlikable. But you're not gonna act on that person unless they are breaking a rule, unless they are being unfair, unless they are, being disruptive. You shouldn't act on that person. That's my point. Just because somebody is undesirable, that might not be their own fault. That might just be a disability they might have. That might just be like think about a person with a mental disability, right? Who joins a roleplay server and gets banned for unrealistic roleplay. Or maybe they roleplay a mentally disabled character. And an admin sees it as trolling, and even though he didn't break any rules, they'll just ban him because they think he's trolling. That's why I think it's necessary to make sure you get evidence. And I don't think it takes a long time to just press a combination of a key, That's one thing you need to do. The second thing you need to do is to grab the video and drag it to the YouTube upload unlisted. That's the second thing you need to do. And the third thing you need to do is paste the link to the video. That's the three things you need to do, and that's it. And then you have definitive evidence that somebody did something.
I get that, but the way I see it is that that works on the smaller scale, and it has to be implemented from the get-go rather than halfway. Like, you wouldn't be able to achieve that in LSRP right now because LSRP has just been standing in its own way of dispensing punishment and interpreting rules for so long that it has no. People are
Yeah.
not going to do that, and
I
it's
mean-
going to be best on something that
Sure.
starts fresh. But on SAMP, that you don't really have anything new starting.
Sure, but again, this is not just SAMP. It could be any community in any roleplay server. They can implement it themselves, or if I create a new community, I will look for this system to try to make a fairer. I just want to make a game, right? I want to make a game where you can just join and just play your character without thinking about your out of character reputation. Because I get denied from all sorts of stuff for my out of character reputation, and it is unbelievably frustrating when you are forced to go out of character for some nonsense, arbitrary nonsense. It is so frustrating, and it kills any reason to play the game at all, in my opinion.
All right, yeah, I can see that, but another thing that I was thinking of is that how are you going to handle the situation when an administrator doesn't have a good computer? I mean, if you're still playing SAMP in 2019, odds are is that you have a computer which is way below the current average, and that you can't really play any other games online except for SAMP. Are we going to be barring people from being an administrator unless they have a computer that's capable of recording 24/7? How do you envision that?
So, administrators and moderators on this community, they have one job: collecting evidence and making sure that people, checking to see if they can prove that people break the rules, checking to see if they have enough evidence to prove that they have broken the rules, and obviously just generally keeping peace on the server. Now, you don't necessarily need a recording software. You can just take screenshots. You could call other admins who have recording software and perhaps get them. But that's a good point. Maybe we can have some kind of an identifier for administrators. Or better yet, the server can just log everything, and then we can check the logs and use the logs as evidence.
What would you suggest that the server starts logging? Because you can log
Absolutely.
anything that happens on.
I think that there needs to be categories of different things happening. I think what's the best way to do it is to make some kind of a filter system where you can check specifically what one player decided to do. Everything that they typed, even commands that didn't go through, every kind of damage he did, maybe even where he travels, what vehicle he enters. All of that will contribute to gathering enough evidence. And I know that sounds complicated. I know that sounds complex. But the thing is, you implement it once, and then anytime, if you can't get enough evidence, you have 48 hours, by the way, to gather evidence from the banning. You can just check anything. You can just check as much as you want and find anything you need if you really want somebody banned. So, again, you don't have to use it on every player. You don't have to go to logs to every player. If you can just take a couple of screenshots to show what a player does, then, that's enough.
Can I make a counter about what you said about logging the actions of individual players?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how straining that would be on the server and the database to be? Say you have 200 players on the server that are actively doing something. They're logged in and they're not tabbed out, or even if they are, it doesn't matter. That'll be logged, presumably. Do you know how much strain that would put on the server and the database to try and manage a second-by-second update of where players are?
Well, perhaps we don't need to include the exact position, but perhaps we can include something like I haven't really explored specifically what can be practically logged and what can't be practically logged. But I know one thing for sure: computers are capable of millions of calculations per second. So I don't see it as a huge issue to log at least as much as possible. I think it. I don't think of a log as a definite solution. I think it will help with other stuff like screenshots. So if somebody does something, right? If it's not disruptive, if it doesn't hurt anybody, then there's no problem to begin with. If they break a rule and it's hurting somebody, that somebody can collect evidence, post a report, and then we have evidence, and then we can issue punishment. If it hurts, if an admin spots them doing it, they can take a screenshot. If the screenshot doesn't prove it, or a series of screenshots don't prove it somehow, they can take a video themselves or ask some other admins to take a video. The truth is, there's many ways to combat people who intentionally rule break. They eventually get caught no matter what. Because eventually they will mess up and they'll get caught. And the point of the system is that we let go people who we cannot prove are guilty. That's the point. Because there's a chance that they could be innocent. And even this system is not perfect. Even evidence can sometimes be misinterpreted. Even evidence can be misleading. But it's a much better system than just vaguely interpreting everything, in my opinion. And in a server where there are such high stakes for everything that you do, I think it's extremely important that you don't ban innocent players. So that's the focus of the whole system right now, in my opinion. To not ban innocent players. Like the Blackstones ratio, it's better to let 10 guilty people go free than one innocent player, than to punish one innocent player. So that's what I'm going off of.
Yeah, I can understand that, and while it is a let's use the term noble, well, very noble endeavor, I don't think that'll ever realize itself on at least the SAM community.
You don't.
Whatever.
Well, but you did say that if there was a new server, it could potentially, that starts up with this idea, it could potentially succeed.
I don't want to get in trouble for server advertising on anything, but I'll see what the boys at Vice City think about that one. I'll see what they think about that idea.
Why? Oh, you're trying to get a community to actually.
We already have everything.
I see. Okay, well, you know what? Again, this is basically open source. Feel free to take our ideas, our suggestions. We are working on a new suggestion system, where you will be able to see exactly what the people want off of the community. And as again, anybody who wants to participate in discussion, Roleplay Union link in the description at the top. Join up, get verified, join the discussion, and stay awesome. Thank you so much for coming to this series to end it up on a good note. We had quite a rough patch so far.
Yeah, you've had some, right? I'm gonna skip.
Yeah, you take care, man. Thank you for counter arguments. It's always good. It's much better to have counter arguments than just an echo chamber of people saying the same things over and over, and supporting each other. It's good to have people that oppose and have a different idea and have counter arguments that you can argue and have a civil discussion about. So thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, man. All right, take it easy.
Yeah, man. Likewise. Alright, I think we're gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for coming to the Roleplay Union Discord. Thank you guys for joining Userone Talks. Thank you, Valve, for releasing Half-Life Alex. Well, they haven't released it yet. They'll release it in March. By the way, my birthday is in March as well, so it'll be a nice birthday present. Thank you so much, Valve, for finally releasing a new Half-Life game. Yeah, look forward to my Half-Life marathon. I'll be playing all the Half-Life games. Take care. Stay awesome.